Profesor Macabro, Profesor Macabro.
Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here again to regale you with another beverage review. Yes, indeed. Now, I just reviewed delightful white rum that it's my go-to for my flavored soda companionship. Yes, indeed. I like it because it doesn't add anything more to the flavored sodas, which are already have a lot going for them. So if you add something that's too flavorful, then it's too much flavor. And yes, that's too much of a good thing, like I mentioned before. But I came across this particular rum because it was on sale a while back, and it's usually a little bit more expensive. The White Kraken is it's not the cheapest rum. You can get some really cheap rums, but it's the equivalent of the stuff that you would use to clean your house. It's or your, something that you would use to disinfect someone. Not very high quality. The Kraken is the right mix of affordable and good quality. Then you have your more expensive rums, which is this one, at least here in Mexico, is a little bit more expensive. But it was on sale at a very good price, the equivalent to the price of the black spiced Kraken rum. So I jumped on it and I bought a bottle of Flor de Caña 7 a year. Yes, indeed. Now, when you're talking about rums, the Kraken doesn't boast any year things. It's a rum that's produced, but it doesn't boast any, quality year things. And what that basically means is that when you make rum or other alcoholic beverages in, these casks or these barrel things, you put the rum there and then you let it simmer. So it absorbs the flavor of the barrel, depending on the type of wood that you use, and it matures. So the longer you leave it there, the higher quality it eventually gets. Like wines and whiskeys and rums, that's the kind of thing that you do. And, as more years go by, it's more expensive. I've always wondered how come how many of those bottles actually spoil. Maybe something gets in the thing and it does have bad things. Which I guess also might not happen because it's alcohol and that would pretty much kill any bacteria. But you never know, right? At least I don't know. I only drink the stuff. I don't make it. But that's what a little knowledge I know is of the year thing. Now, there are some rums and whiskeys that don't boast that thing because they're mass-produced and they don't actually go through the cask or the barrel things. But this one says it does. Now, another thing about these year things is that it usually refers to, at least the commercial ones, of the blend that they use. They might use a fresh batch of rum or whiskey and then mix it with the barrel that has indeed been 7 years, soaking up the juiciness. And that's how they can sell it as a 7 year, because it's a big investment to leave a bunch of barrels just, with the rum or the whiskey maturing, and you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, waiting for the thing to mature so you can actually start selling it. So the way that some people get around that is that they make a fresh batch and then mix it with a barrel of the 7 stuff, and then they can sell it as a 7 year because it has parts of the 7 year rum. So I don't know if that's the case with Flor de Caña, but that's, again, what I know how this thing works. But this boasts that it's a 7 year concoction, and this was a delightful gold rum. Yes, indeed. With rums, you have the white rum variation. You have the black spice, which is what the Kraken sells, and there are other companies that also make black spice. But the majority of the rums are a delightful gold blend, and this was you're not going to be able to see it, but this was a delightful, golden color of rum. And yes, I blind bought it because It was on a good sale, again, equivalent to a bottle of black spice rum, which is very affordable, but this is not affordable, but it was on sale, so it was affordable, and I was able to buy it. And this one is your typical 750 bottle, but this one here in Mexico, we don't have very high grade of alcohol. Vodka is the only one that stands at 40% alcohol proof, but your rums and some whiskeys get lowered down to 35% alcohol volume. So it's not the biggest kick that you're gonna get. But I like the design of the bottle. It's a nice slim little design. The sticker makes it look very fancy. Oh yes, very fancy. And again, in the presentation, the gold rum really stands out. Very enjoyed. It looks very, it does stand out when you look at it on the shelves. Yes, indeed, because it looks so fancy. But again, very pricey once you get it on sale. And when I drink my booze, or at least a new bottle, I do like to try it normal, on the rocks, and see if it's a good sipper. And also by mixing it. I like mixing the drinks because I like sweet drinks. And drinking this one on the rocks is very tasty. I very much enjoyed the taste of it on the rocks. It doesn't really need anything. This is not a mixer that the Kraken or the Ghost rum is. This is a very nice sipping drink. You can just pour yourself a little glass with some ice and just sip it very delightfully as you're watching a movie. I wouldn't pair it with chips, like no Doritos, but it would go well with pizza rolls or hot wings. Yes, indeed. Something that doesn't take away from the flavor of the rum, which would happen with chips, like Doritos or your Cheetos. Definitely would affect the flavor of the rum. But with food, it's a very nice accompanying piece. Or, I don't smoke. My asthma prohibits me to ever actually smoking. But if you smoke a cigar, it would go very well with a cigar, I would assume. So, yes. And my other way of drinking this is by mixing it with drinks. Now, these type of rums don't go well with your flavored drinks. Like I mentioned, I do like partaking in your Mountain Dews, your Dr. Peppers, your weird flavored Pepsis or Cokes, because I like that kind of stuff. But if I want to give it a kick, I usually go for a white one, because those, again, have a lot of flavor going on. And if you add something flavorful, too much flavor. But when I'm buying one of these type of rums, I do like to buy myself a normal flavored Pepsi or a basic flavored Coke. And that's it. Or maybe a Sprite. No, not a Sprite. A Squirt. Yes, indeed. Something that's a little bit more tangy. But Squirt doesn't go well with these golden ones, or even the black one I've discovered. So it's usually just a Coke or a Pepsi when I'm mixing the golden rums or the black spiced rums. And in this one, I must say, on the rocks, very flavorful. When you mix it with soda, not so much. You do tend to, this thing gets lost with the soda, and you only get a hint of the flavor of the rum overtaken by the Pepsi or the Coke. So this was not meant to be a mixer, at least not the 7-year. This was made to be enjoyed as a sipping rum with a nice ice. Yes, indeed. So, on the Pirate Rum score, the Flor de Caña 7-year, as a sipper, gets an 8. Very enjoyable taste. Not too burning on the throat. Very, very delightful taste. I quite enjoy it. Not smooth. Not, again, something that's gonna... it burns. So, it's a nice sipping drink. So it gets an 8. But with the sodas, it gets a 7. It gets totally overpowered by the soda, and you really lose a lot of that flavor. It doesn't add... The flavor of the rum doesn't add anything to the soda, and again, just gets overpowered by the taste of the soda. So again, it's not a mixer, it's a sipper. So it gets a 7 in the Pirate Rum scores. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But, again, if I ever see it back on sale, I would definitely buy another bottle of Flor de Caña 7. Have you tried Flor de Caña 7? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments down below. But until I see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro thanking you and wishing you all, like always, a good evening.